Good morning, or shall I say good afternoon if you're in Chicago or on the east side, or East Coast. We are covering Mariners baseball. This is Rooftop Sports, and this is my first official full game back since Friday. So yeah, I have been quite a bit off on the activity. It has been since Friday because on Saturday it was don't quit your day job. On Sunday, I decided to cover the Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves game. And then the last 2 days, I think it was a lot of also don't quit your day job situation. So yeah, but I'm back. I'm here. And here I am for, I guess, Logan Evans is going to be the starter for today. It's going to be a tough game to win the series. I mean, Mariners had a really good opportunity yesterday, especially behind outstanding pitching by the Mariners pitching staff. It was just that the Mariners offense once again did nothing, especially with the bases loaded with just one out. Mitch Garver hit himself into a pop-up, or was it a strikeout? And then also, especially when it made absolutely no sense to pull Jorge Polanco when he had the more clutch side, especially with runners in scoring position. He hits much better, but they decided to go with Mitch Garver because of this whole antiquated lefty-righty matchups, which I really don't care about lefty-righties. I don't think lefty-righties is an effective way, is an effective strategy. Like, it showed. So I wouldn't have done it. But it's exactly what they did. But anyways, we are here to try to move on. Hopefully the Mariners can at least win the series against the Chicago White Sox, because it would be quite embarrassing if the Mariners lose the series to the White Sox. And on top of that, you don't want to lose the series when you're going into a 4-game set against the Houston Astros, which you really cannot afford. You can't afford to do that. And for my game right now, the amount of games I'm at 23. So yeah, I've been falling quite behind. I've only done like 23 of 47 games, or 48 games. Yeah, I had a really good start, but then ever since the Boston series, I've been slipping quite a bit. There was a lot of combinations of don't quit your day job and just a lot of things that just didn't go right. And of course, the Roots Sports stream is frozen right now. So yeah, I'm at 23. Magic numbers at 77. And this whole Roots Sports thing is really failing right now because, and that's the thing, like, we're paying $20 a month and they can't even get their proper Root Sports servers even. So yeah, here we are. So the game's about to start in 7 minutes. Let's go over the starting lineup for the Mariners. Or first, let's go for the Mariners. First, it's going to be J.P. Crawford, who's going to play shortstop. Then we got Jorge Polanco as a designated hitter, and he'll be needed for today. Then we got Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh as the catcher, Julio center field. Randy Arozarena is left field. First base is Rowdy Tellez. Then we got Leody Taveras, who's just been awful for the Mariners lately. He struck out to end the game yesterday. Dylan Moore, who's been on a slipping. He's now batting .282. And Ben Williamson, who has fallen apart in the entire month of May, he will play third base. And as for Chicago, we got Meadroth at shortstop. Then we got Vargas third base. Thais at catcher. Luis Robert Jr. at center field. Sosa at second base. Palacios at right field. Vaughn as designated hitter. Elko at first base. And I believe Josh Rojas, he will be playing for the Mariners, as he is off to he is not off to a good start either. He's batting just 150 with a 244 OBP in his 14 games of play. So maybe he's warming up, but he's just not looking good at all. Only 5 minutes left until the game begins. And let me play a quick ad so I can get a breather. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful paintbrush.
They're having a double standoff post anthem. Looks like it's Mitch Garver and Miles Mastroboni. And they're doing it in the rain as well. Is it raining right now in Chicago? And they go in the commercial break again. Like Mariners fireworks night is coming up. I'm pretty sure it's going to be this Friday. That's what I'm guessing. Yep, I was right. Taco Bell crispy chicken nuggets. I think that's just a recipe of having a little bit of an accident. So I'll pass. It looks like they're still having their post anthem standoff. And they're still doing it. Wow. As much as this is patriotic, but we got a baseball game to play. They got to start the game, though. And it's raining quite a bit, so I think my game might get screwed up. Because I have to leave like at some... Oh, looks like the standoff is over. You got Shane Smith. He is 1-3 with a 2.05 ERA, and I tried to see if I can add him, but McLovin, or shall I say Greg's great team on my fantasy baseball team, already took him. It looks like the Mariners won their standoff. Or they're winning 2-1 at least. And the White Sox, looks like the Mariners win the standoff. On the post standoff, White Sox gave up. Now here is the first pitch, and now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. And the rain is coming down, but they're still going to play baseball. Let's hope that this game finishes, because if it delays, I will have to shut it down, because there's no way, because I have don't quit your day job. Now the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike, as we are in 0-2 for J.P. Crawford. as we're at 0-2. And the pitch. It's going to be outside for a ball, 1-2 for JP Crawford. Now we're at 1-2 the count on JP. And now here's the pitch. Outside for ball 2, 2-2. And I wonder what's the weather expectations in Chicago. As now we're at 2-2 and the pitch. Outside for ball 3, full count 3-2. As now we're at 3-2 full count. And now the pitch. And ball 4, take your base. Despite an 0-2 count on JP Crawford, he got away with it. And now he is walking on first base. And now we've got still no outs. And rain is expected throughout the rest of the day. So this game could be called off. And if it is, I will be shutting off. But if I go through 5 innings complete, it will at least be an official game for me. Here's Jorge Polanco. He's batting .306. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. 1-0 the count on Jorge Polanco. If the Mariners win, they will have a 7th consecutive road series win. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike for Jorge Polanco as we are at 1-1 on Polanco. As now we're at 1-1 and the pitch. Now it's a bunting attempt, and that is going to be strike 2. Actually, it missed for 2-1. Sweeping the Padres has really helped the Mariners to get back on track, but they got to win this series to make up for the Yankees series. Now we're at 2-1 for Polanco. And now the pitch. Inside for a ball, 3-1. It really rains a lot in Chicago. There's been they have received a bit. I think Chicago has received some criticism on not having a roofed field, but somehow the Cubs deal with it too. As now we're at 3-1, and now here's the pitch. And ball 4, take your base. Now we got runners on first and second with nobody out, and up to bat is going to be Julio Rodriguez. Got an early mound visit right now. Josh Rojas playing at left field. So it's Matt Thaiss. That's his name. Shane Smith has been pitching pretty well, but he has walked 2 batters. And now we've got Julio Rodriguez, who has 8 home runs, including that grand slam home run, the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. He was hitless last night. And now we're at 0-1 for Julio. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. And this is a big opportunity for the Mariners this inning to really get some runs because it is absolutely needed, especially from yesterday's embarrassing game against Chicago. As now we're at 1-1, still drizzling, kind of clear up a little bit. And now the 1-1. And now here is a fly ball to deep right center field. They are still running, and that is all going to be gone. That is a home run for Julio Rodriguez. Is that gone? I think it is. And it is a 3-run home run. Goes right over the fence, just barely. and the Mariners now take a 3-0 lead on a 3-run home run by Julio Rodriguez, his second home run of the series, 9th home run of the season. It's the Mariners 3 and the White Sox 0, and that ball got away in a hurry. At one moment, I thought it went off the wall, but it just went right over the fence, barely. And now the Mariners, next thing you know, have a 3-0 lead. Good for Julio Rodriguez to get on top of that, to give the Mariners the quick lead, and that is exactly what the Mariners needed. And now the pitch to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh, and that is going to be a strike. Julio holding that trident. It was good to see Julio hit that out of there. Now we're at 0-1 for Cal Raleigh, the pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. Sorry, swing and a miss, strike 2. And they're really showing off that trident, but Logan Gilbert, stop it. Don't be a showboat. Don't be a poser. The 0-2. And that's going to be fouled back, and that's still going to be strike 2. And the pitch, low for a ball. That's going to be 1-2 on Cal Raleigh. Now we're at 1-2 for Cal Raleigh. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and down he goes. And that's going to be out number 1. The White Sox finally get an out. And they're showing that Julio Rodriguez home run. And you had a feeling that it was at the way that was swung at, you had a feeling that it was at least going to be a double. But then that thing just left in a hurry. And now here's Randy Arozarena, the pitch. That's going to be up high for a ball. Shane Smith is already on 20 pitches. So the Mariners are battering him fast. Also, Arozarena is 0 for 8, who had an embarrassing strikeout yesterday. With the bases loaded, I believe, too. And now the pitch. And that is going to be that's going to be a strike. And that's going to be 1-1 for the Rando, Arozarena. And the pitch. Inside for a ball, 2-1. And now we're at 2-1. Now the pitch. Up high for a ball, 3-1. Now we're at 3-1 for Randy, the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball right to second base. Tossed over the first, and that's going to be in time. And just like that, there's already 2 outs, or just 2 outs already. In his first 9 starts, he only allowed 2 first-inning runs, and now today he's already allowed 3. So it was good for the Mariners to get right on him real fast. Now here's Rowdy Tellez. Could use another home run magic out of him. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. That was just right down the middle. He just couldn't get on it quite. And he's been struggling this series. He is 0 for 5. Now we're at 0-1 and the pitch. It's a ground ball foul. And it's going to be strike 2. And the pitch. And that's going to be strike 3 called, and that is going to retire the side. But the Mariners jump out to a quick 3-0 lead thanks to a 3-run home run by Julio Rodriguez. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Mariners up 3-0. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. My Root Sports stream is just freezing once again. Freezes every single time. I really don't trust this thing.
If you've been injured, call us at 253 Warrior. Warrior Injury Law. Fans, Dan Wilson here reminding you to make a play for your health with Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. They're the orthopedic experts for our city's top athletes. Our orthopedic team helps the Mariners stay healthy and support all of the fans too, helping everyone stay in the game. So if you're a current, former, or a casual athlete, having the right team behind you can make all the difference. Stay in the game. Visit vmfh.org/Mariners to find an orthopedic expert today.
And we are back from the break as we're going into the bottom of the first inning. Luis Roberts Jr., he leads the league in stolen bases with 17. Now here's Logan Evans, the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. He is 2-1 with a 2.57 ERA. As good as he has been so far with the Mariners, at least decent. I don't know if he's going to last when the two big guys of Gilbert and Kirby return. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be a base hit. That could be extra bases. Randy Arozarena is showing absolutely no sense of urgency, and he allows an extra base hit to happen. I mean, Randy, you gotta, when there's a line drive like that, you gotta run and hustle. I think there is a chance you maybe could have gotten him out, but then you allowed him to go to second because of your lackadaisical approach. Did not like that at all. Makes me very concerned when you see Randy Arozarena just being absolutely just lazy like that. Did not like what I saw out of Randy. He is a very lazy guy. And now here's Miguel Vargas, the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. It's going to be 1-0 the count. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. 1-1. Logan Evans is wearing no glasses because of rain. The pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, but Julio's going to be there and makes the catch. And he is tagging at second. The throw to third. It's going to be cut off by J.P. Crawford. And now we got a man on third base. And this is very concerning because you get one little sacrifice fly out there, one fly ball out there. That's going to be 3-1 Mariners unless someone has a big arm out there, and doesn't seem that any of them do. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. This is Thais. The former Angel, they say. Logan Evans wears glasses because he's been hit by a lot of comebackers in his career. And now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. as we're at 1-1, and the pitch. And that's going to be a strike 1-2. Let's get this strikeout so we can get to the next guy. And all we need is a play at first base or just a simple pop-up. But it's going to be against Luis Robert Jr. As now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And that is a ball. That was clearly in the strike zone, but the umpire didn't tell him. I think Cal Raleigh looked a little bit surprised. That was clearly a strike. Makes sense why there is an ABS in the talks right now. And at first I was like, no, don't do that. Don't ruin the game. But now because the umpires have shown a huge level of incompetence, of course this is going to be the reason why. Now, I'm not saying the Mariners are going to lose because of that. It's just the lack of consistency is what's upsetting people. Now we're at 2-2, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. So the Mariners may be victimized by not only Randy Arozarena's absolute laziness in the outfield, but also let's talk about the fact that the umpire really needs an ABS system. As now we're at 2-2 for Thais. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And now that is going to be 2 outs. And it's going to be Luis Robert Jr., one of the players that the Mariners were rumored to go for and what the fans wanted. But right now, he has completely struggled. And I have a feeling if the Mariners brought him in too, that's going to be 3 outfielders, very high ego outfielders that the Mariners would have to deal with. And we got Luis Robert Jr. Yeah, he's an all-star, was in 2023, but he has struggled not only this series, but also this season. The pitch, big swing and a miss, and he made a chaser out of that one. And that's going to be strike 1. And now the 0-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. And that's going to be an 0-2 count. And now we're at 0-2 on Luis Robert Jr. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball, 1-2. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball again. And now we're still at 2-2. As now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Logan Evans. And that is going to retire the side. We go to the top of the second inning. Mariners get out of a jam and make it 3-0.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki tiki. Tiki tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top. And it's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May. Metropoli Jonathans, thank you for being here. And Christian, also, Julio equals superstar? Yeah, he's a superstar when he wants to be. Oh, look, speak of SeatGeek, check this out. We got to play this commercial. Nope. And we are back from the break. Some dancing Mariner fans. A lot of Mariner fans showed up in Chicago. And we got Alex Mayer, manager, baseball of communications, is who they're talking to. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And it says Leody Taveras who's up to the plate. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. And I think Leody Taveras is making an excellent case why he cannot be on the Mariners. There's a reason the Texas Rangers got rid of him. I would rather deal with Jared Kelnick at that point. Except the Mariners probably don't even know who that even is anymore, unfortunately. Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to center field, and that's going to be making the catch. That is Luis Robert Jr., and that's going to be one out. Now the pitch to Dylan Moore, and that is going to be a strike. And now the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. Dylan Moore with 7 home runs, batting .282. Had a good start, but he's cooled off. And now the pitch, and that's going to be foul ball. Going to need some more offense out of Dylan Moore, that's for sure. Now we're at 1-2 for Dylan Moore. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-2 for Dylan Moore. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul back, and that's still going to be strike 2. Now we're at 1-2. Still foul ball. Dylan Moore is fighting it off the best that he possibly can. Now we're at 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to the shortstop. Easy play to throw to first. Oh, and it gets away. And I think that's going to be an error. And I think it should be an error. And Dylan Moore catches a break and he stays at first base. It looked like it was going to be an easy routine play. But because of the way the shortstop threw, it was not a good throw. That was by Medroth. So I think that's going to be charged as an error. And it will be charged as an error. Yep, don't quit your day job. Absolutely. If you want to prevent that, don't quit your day job, Metropoli. Consider donating to this channel, because the more donations I can get, subscribers, likes, and commenting I get, the more likely I'll be more flexible. Now here's Ben Williams up to the plate, and now the pitch, and that's going to be right down the middle for a strike. Now we're at 0-1 for Ben Williamson. And now the pitch. That's going to be a foul ball. And I think this is where Dylan Moore should consider stealing second base. Well, now you really can't because it's strike 2. And he gets back in time. Now we're at 0-2. Big lead for Dylan Moore, and he's going to steal, and that's going to be a foul ball because Ben Williamson had no choice but to steal. But he was really messing with that guy. He was really messing with Smith. 40 pitches already in this inning. So Smith has been far from efficient. As now we're at 0-2. Dylan Moore just can't hide his smile. Now the 0-2 pitch. Low for a ball, go to second base, and Dylan Moore gets there easily with a stolen base. And now we got runners in scoring position. And now we're at 1-2. The pitch inside for a ball. That's going to be 2-2. Now we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Ben Williamson continues to fight it off. And on deck is going to be J.P. Crawford. So if Ben Williamson can get on base or make something happen, then J.P. Crawford will be in a favorable position to get some runs in. Preferably, let's get an RBI double or something, or just any kind of RBI. 2-2. Now he reaches, and that's going to be a foul ball. I wish he didn't reach out for that. And now we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And fouls back, and he hits right at the Hooters sign. And that's going to be 2-2 still for Ben Williamson. He is fighting it. I think it's been at least 10 pitches by now. We're at 2-2. Pitch number 9 for Williamson. And the pitch. And inside for a ball. Pops out of the glove, and Dylan Moore gets the third base. So basically a wild throw. The catcher was confused for a moment for where the ball went, but Dylan Moore now gets the third base. That's 2 stolen bases for Dylan Moore in this inning and this at bat. Just popped right out of the glove. Catcher was like, "Where's the ball?" He thought he had it. Now it's going to be 3-2 for Benny. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Completely wasted opportunity. Now we got J.P. Crawford. There's 2 outs. It's almost like he couldn't do the suicide squeeze, but I know he was trying to do. He just couldn't get the barrel on the ball. And now we've got 2 outs. And it's going to be up to J.P. Crawford, as he did walk in his last at-bat, batting .274, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. He reached over for that one. As now we're at 0-1 for JP. He bats .371 with runners in scoring position, so he is useful on the offense when he can. Now the 0-1. That's going to be outside for a ball. 1-1 for JP Crawford. It's going to be 50 pitches for Smith after this pitch. And now we're at 1-1 for JP. And the pitch. Low for a ball. That nearly gets away, but it's not enough for Dylan Moore to go home. And the pitch. And that's going to be 3-1. Seems like that was a makeup call, and it does look like a makeup call from the last inning. Three balls and a strike. Now here's a fly ball to center field, and that's not going to go anywhere. And Luis Robert Jr. makes the catch, and the White Sox get out of a little bit of a jam. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It is 3-0 Mariners still. And we are back from the break. George Kirby is going to make his debut tomorrow. So that puts a strain on what I want to do between the Oklahoma game and the Mariners game. I don't know. That's going to be a tough decision now. If George Kirby's in it, it makes it a bit more convincing. And now here's the pitch by Evans. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Now I'm left with a very difficult decision. Do I want to do the Timberwolves game or do I want to do the Thunder game? Now here's the pitch by Evans. And that is going to be a strike. And that's going to be 1-1. The timing couldn't have been better, but it's going to be George Kirby's first pitches. So it's going to be a bit of an adjustment for him to get used to things. Now the 1-1. And now here's a fly ball to left field, but Randy Arozarena is there. And he makes the catch, tosses it to Julio so he can throw it. And now we've got one out. Before the road trip, Mariners were 4.12 ERA, but entering today, they are now 3.76. That was the Mariners starters, and they have picked it up. And now here is Palacios, if I even said his name right. Now the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. And the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball, 2-0. And the pitch. It's going to be outside for a ball again, 3-0. Now that makes you nervous. But yeah, once George Kirby and Logan Gilbert are back, the question is then, and now the pitch, that's going to be outside for a ball. And that's ball 4, take your base, as Logan Evans couldn't find the strike zone. But yeah, the question is, what are you going to do? Because you're going to have, if Logan Gilbert is back, Then you have George Kirby. Then you're going to have Luis Castillo. Then Brian Wu, who's pretty much the ace of the team. And that's going to definitely bump down Logan Evans, and you're probably going to have Emerson Hancock as your 5, which is actually not bad because Emerson Hancock has been pitching well. And yeah, that's 5 straight balls pitched by Evans. And now Cal Raleigh's going to have to come out and have a little chat with him because he has been missing the strike zone. He has yet to pitch a strike in this inning. Yeah, 4 pitch walk. So now they got to do something. Cal Raleigh's got to talk some sense into him. Now we're at 1-0. And it's now Vaughn. Luckily, there is 1 out. And the pitch. And then he misses again for a ball. 2-0. What is Logan Evans doing? For a guy that does not pitch much velocity, you would think he would actually have control, but he has lost it after he was pitching quite efficiently in the first inning. And now, here's the pitch. And this time he gets a strike, and that was outside the strike zone. He got away with it. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. And that's a 3-1. Back-to-back hitters with with at least 3 balls, which makes me very concerned. Dan Wilson's starting to look a little bit nervous, and now we're at 3-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, double play ball. Throw to second, and the throw to first. And that is in time for the double play. So at least after a scare with the strike zone, Mariners get away with a double play thanks to J.P. Crawford and Dylan Moore. And now we're going to go to the top of the 3rd inning.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
And we are back from the break. They're trying to sell the tickets that are as low as $11. When you go watch the Nationals, they're calling it the value games, but not going to watch the game from center field where I can't even see the Jumbotron screen. And the views are not exactly that great either. And now we've got Jorge Polanco up to the plate. And the pitch, way outside for a ball. And now the pitch to Jorge. And that's going to be a strike, and that's going to be a 1-1 count on Jorge Polanco, who did walk last time, and that led to the Julio Rodriguez home run. As now we're at 1-1 for Polanco, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. Polanco is now batting .306 with 10 home runs and 30 RBIs, but he has cooled off in the month of May. It's been a pretty quiet month for Julio, or for Jorge Polanco. And the 1-2. And a big swing and a miss, strike 3. I don't know why he went after that strike zone. Not like that was a really was not exactly a good idea, and it looked obvious. The road trip for the starting pitching, ERA 0.67, bullpen 1.47. So in this road trip, Mariners have been very impressive. Now here's Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. Outside for a ball. Let's see if he can get another home run. I would do it. As we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And a big swing and a miss. We're at 1-1 for Julio. He hit the home run in that first inning. Would like to see if he can do some more damage. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. He really tried. That's going to be 1-2. And the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball foul. We're at 1 out so far. And the pitch. And foul ball again. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And now it's going to be up to Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, to try to extend this inning and the lead for the Mariners, because I think a 3-0 lead with Logan Evans is not going to be quite enough. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. That was way inside. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. He really tried to hit that home run, and that's going to be strike 1. As we're at 1-1 for Big Dumper, the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not, obviously. And now we're at 2-1 for Big Dumper Cal Raleigh. And the pitch. Now here's a liner to right field, and that's going to be a fair ball going into the corner. Cal Raleigh should be at second base. He's going to be at second base with an easy double, 2-out double, but it's going to be up to Randy Arozarena. And if I'm Randy Arozarena, you better make up for that horrible outfielding that you did in the bottom of the first inning. That was beautifully hit by Cal Raleigh. A nice line driver. And it was barely fair. Hit off of the screen, too. Now here's Randy Arozarena. Cal Raleigh with his 10th double of the season. And now it's going to be up to Randy Arozarena if he can extend this inning and the lead. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Randy Arozarena, who has been hitless throughout this entire series. He grounded out last time around. He's batting .228 with 6 home runs and just 21 RBIs. The only number that has protected him is his on-base percentage. And then we're going to get a time called by the catcher. And the pitch. Oh, and that hit him, and that's going to take him to first base. And now you got runners on first and second with 2 outs. An 86-mile-an-hour changeup that was. He leads the league in hit by pitch. That is number 8. Now here's Rowdy Tellez, who's up to the plate. Now here's Rowdy. He has 8 home runs. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. He's batting .241 with 14 RBIs. He's actually off. Well, that is in runners in scoring position, though. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. That's going to not do it at all. Toss over the first. That's going to be in time. And White Sox get out of another jam. And we go to bottom of the 3rd inning. Still 3-0 Mariners. They're showing the commercial with Ichiro being a teacher. The goat is called Junior. He called him Junior. It's like when Ichiro's like, George, nice to see you again. And that's the thing about Ichiro. The guy deep down, he knew his English real well since day one. It's just that he purposefully, when he has interviews, he'll never do one in English. That's the thing about Ichiro. You'll never get an interview out of him in English. He goes through his interpreter. Even for a Hall of Fame call, he went through an interpreter for that. For a Hall of Fame acceptance call. Now here's Logan Evans. Now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. This is Elko. And the White Sox still have not even gone through their entire starting lineup. He is 0 for 6 in this series. And now here is the 0-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss. That went way outside the strike zone. That's going to be strike 2. We'll take it. And now we're at 0-2. And the pitch. And that is going to be outside for a ball. The 1-2. And now here's a fly ball drilled to left field. Forget about that one. The White Sox get on the board and they make it 3-1. And Tim Elko broke his hitless drought against the Mariners in this trip. And now White Sox, this is now a brand new ball game. And that ball was just absolutely murdered. And the second that was hit, and the second I saw Logan Evans's reaction, I was like, yep, that is gone. And that was just absolutely blasted. It was like way out of there. Yep, that was just way gone. And now here is Josh Rojas, the former Mariner, now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. And the 0-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Josh Rojas working on a 2-1 count. He was the former third baseman for the Mariners last season. And now the 2-1. And that's going to be outside for a ball. It's going to be 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Rowdy Tellez. He's going to flip it over to Evans, and that's going to be the first out. Gets Josh Rojas out, and now the White Sox are finally at the top of the lineup. Now my camera's a bit all laggy. I wonder what's going on. Kind of weird. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. This is Chase Meadroth, who's batting .303. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Ben Williamson. He's going to field it to throw to first, and that is in time. That's a great play by Ben Williamson. I don't see Polanco doing that, no offense. And now we've got 2 outs. Woo! Yeah, Ben Williamson just really wanted to make that play. And it was a fantastic play by Ben Williamson. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And here's Miguel Vargas, and that is going to be a strike. We're at 1-1 for Vargas. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-1 count. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did go, and that's going to be strike 2. And now the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. Just 1 strike away. And then we can go to the top of the 4th inning. This game has gone on for an hour. At this pace, if the game is going exactly how it's going, so it took 1 hour to get to 3 innings, as Evans is getting ready. Still working on the signs. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is his 3rd strikeout for Logan Evans. Double checking. Yep, his 3rd strikeout of this game. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It is now it's actually 3-1 because the White Sox actually just got on the board. So it took 1 hour to get to 3 innings. So by 1 o'clock, it will be 6 innings. And another 3 hours, you'll get to 9. So theoretically, by 2 o'clock is when the game's over, which that will give me enough time to get to work. But I'd like to try to see if the Mariners can get done by 1:30. And as of now, for the pacing, I'm at 96. I'm on pace for 96 games right now. It's going to be really tough to get to that 100 goal. Really is. Because tomorrow I'm not going to be able. I'm thinking about not doing the Astros game in favor of the Thunder Minnesota game. And then I will do the Astros game on Friday. I can make it to that. Saturday and Sunday, unless things go well with my don't quit your day job stuff, I am most likely going to miss both those games. And then for the Nationals, I'm projected to miss one of those games because I'm possibly going to a game. The Twins game, I'll possibly get 2 of 3. So that's how to end the month. So by the end of the month, I am projected to be at 28 games completed. Now I wonder. Now here's a fly ball to deep right field. Nope. It's going to be caught by the right fielder. And now we've got 1 out. Makes me wonder how many games that I did do for the last season. If I was up to June. Twins are 5 games out of first from the Tigers. Chicago is just way out of it. They're now 15-34. Now here's Dylan Moore up to the plate as he is he's 0 for 1 so far. Now the pitch. And that is a strike. And that 0 for 1 was because of an error. And now the pitch to Dylan Moore. And a swing and a miss. And that is strike 1. Now the other pitch. Low for a ball. And now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. So by May, I was at 20 games by the end of that month. And now the pitch. Ground ball, foul. And at the end of April, I was at 16. So I was 4 games behind. And May, I think, was a struggling month for me, live streaming wise. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. I did 19 games in April. Now here's Ben Williamson up to the plate. And now the pitch. He struck out last time, by the way. And the 0-1. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now here is Ben Williamson, the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to right, caught by the right fielder. And that is an easy 1-2-3 inning for the White Sox. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is 3-1 Mariners. Now I'm just counting how many games I've had going into May. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I'll be at, so there's 28 games by the end of May. And at this pace, where I'm at, I'm going to be ending at 23. Make that 26 of 28. So kind of falling a little bit. Been off the pace, but it didn't help. Ow, stretch. It really didn't help with that Boston series. That Boston series killed the momentum. A lot of Wednesday afternoon games, too. I hate those Wednesday afternoon games where they're like early in the afternoon. And that Marlins series did not help either. Well, the Marlins series, I was out for the game. I went to the game on that Friday. And then that Saturday, I was at work. The Angels and the Rangers series was tough. I couldn't even make time for any of that, especially the Angels. I was supposed to do one of those games, but it did not happen. So it's been April. I think I was off to a decent start. Wasn't as good as last season. But then summer was when the numbers really went down. So if I am at 28, and I guess 28, more like 26. So 13 times 6, I'm on pace for 78 games. If I'm going at this current pace. And we are back from the break. Logan Evans is still on the mound. I mean, it's fourth inning, so he's at 45 pitches. Now here's the pitch to Thais, and that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be swinging, and that is low for a ball. 1-1. Now we're at 1-1. Now here's the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-1. It's just not doing it for me. Logan Evans cannot find the strike zone, and I don't think he's going to last. I'm going to give him 6 innings. And then time's been called by the batter. And the 2-1. Low for a ball. That is going to be 3-1 for Thais. I don't like this. This does not look good. Now we're at 3-1. Now here's the pitch. And this time it's going to be a strike. We're at full count, 3-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 3-2. And the pitch. Now here's a liner to right field, more like a blooper, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Now you got runner on first base. That was on a full count. Now runner on first with nobody out as he leads it off, and this could be very, very dangerous for the Mariners. And now we got Luis Robert Jr. Evans is on 52 pitches. Robert struck out the first time, and it was a really bad swing. And now the pitch, that's going to be a foul ball. Luis Robert Jr. is a big guy. I saw a Mariners fan saying that he is basically Kyle Lewis right now. And now we're at 0-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. We're at 1-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike, and that's going to be 1-2. $55 pitches for Evans so far. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to be 4 strikeouts for Logan Evans. This is a nice breaking stuff by Logan Evans. Got him right there. I wonder what that pitch even was. That was a changeup they got him on. Now here's Sosa. 1 out. Can end this inning on a double play. The pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Lennon Sosa. Batting .270, the pitch. And now here's a fly ball belted to left field. Randy Arozarena is looking, and that is going to be gone. And that home run is now going to make it 3-3. And now it's a tie ball game, brand new ball game, as Logan Evans is struggling throughout this game. It looked like he was pitching fine, with the exception of that 1 home run. And next thing you know, this ball game is tied. It is now the Mariners 3 and the White Sox 3. Yeah, that was just absolutely just murdered out there. Can't really sugarcoat that one. And I really do think Logan Evans has gone after 5 innings. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now it's 0-1 for Joshua Palacios, who hit the foul ball. He walked last time around, and now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball drilled to right field. Forget about that one. Back-to-back home runs by the White Sox, and it is now 4-3 as Joshua Palacios hits that home run, and Logan Evans is just absolutely struggling in this inning. And the Mariners, who once had a 3-0 lead, now it is a 4-3 Chicago lead. And that happened practically at a blink of an eye. And I think Dan Wilson's going to have to pull this man out. I don't think he's got enough in him. And at this point, he's at 60 pitches, but if he's not pitching well at all, then why even keep him there? White Sox fan really happy about that. Now the pitch to Vaughn, and that is going to be a strike. The idea that you may just lose to the White Sox is absolutely embarrassing. And now the 0-1. Now here's a ground ball foul. As we're at 0-2 already. Now we're at 0-2. Now here's a liner to left, and that is going to be a base hit. And the hitting of Chicago just continues. Oh, boy. 63 pitches, and now Pete Woodworth is coming out to have a chatter. I think he's basically giving him a warning that this may be his last inning, and I think it really should be, especially if he is just starting to lose it. The red flag I saw was when he pitched a 4-pitch walk. Yeah, the Mariners had a 3-1 lead, and right when you blink an eye, you gave up a home run. Now give me a quick 25 seconds. Nope. Don't need it. It is 1-1 so far. Now here's Tim Elko up to the plate. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Tim Elko hit the home run last time around. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That's the thing. You're losing to guys named Elko, who's not even good. And then you're losing to Sosa and Palacios. Like, who are these guys? Because now we're at 0-2 and the pitch. I can't believe the Mariners were actually favored to win this game. That's the even funnier part. Now we're at 1-2 and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Now we got 2 outs. Now here's Josh Rojas up to the plate. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Josh Rojas grounded out to third last time. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Dylan Moore. Toss over to Tellez, and that's going to retire the side. But a disastrous inning for the Mariners as they gave up 2 home runs. A 2-run homer by Sosa and a homer by Palacio. And now we go to the top of the 5th inning. Mariners are trailing.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki-tiki.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
Tired today.
Probably going to ask my audience of what game should I do? We're going to create a poll right now. And now here's JP Crawford. And that is going to be a strike. We are back from the break. Smith has settled down since got off of some jams, though. Mariners should have been scoring those runs. The pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. It's going to be J.P. Crawford, Jorge Polanco, and Julio Rodriguez. So with the top of the lineup, you would think that the Mariners would have a good chance to really put in some runs. We're at top of the 5th right now. The pitch, low for a ball, 2-1. Now we're at 2-1. The pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to first. He's got it, and that's going to go to the bag for an out. And the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. I put it on the poll out there of which game I should do. Doing a live stream Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. Mariners versus Houston or Oklahoma versus Minnesota. The pitch. Now here's a right to the second baseman, throw to first in time, and 2 outs already at a blink of an eye. Mariners are really just in trouble right now. Their offense has been awful since the first inning. And they're dwelling about Julio Rodriguez's home run, but now this is not the appropriate time. The time is to actually get some runs and make up for it. Now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to center field, and that's going to be caught by the right fielder. And literally, at a blink of an eye, it is a 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the bottom of the inning, bottom of the 5th. Mariners are now leading, White Sox are leading 4-3. And you cannot really tell me that the Mariners are going to lose this game. Like, it'd be quite freaking embarrassing if that was the case. Gonna show some old Game Boy game to get very nostalgic. During commercial breaks, sometimes I like to play some video games. So why not? Let's see if I can get to it. There it is. But maybe I will... Maybe I'll do it in the next inning. Maybe it's not the time right now. But let me play a commercial. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. We are back from the break. And as soon as this inning is over, this part of the inning is over, I will show off my video game I'm playing on the Game Boy. Now here's Logan Evans up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be foul ball. And it's going to be well out of play. As now we're at 0-1 for Meadroth. Now the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And that's going to be 0-2 on Meadroth. Bottom of the 5th. If you're tuning into this, White Sox are winning 4-3. And the 0-2. And that is going to be 1-2. But yeah, I think after this game, I think this is going to be Logan Evans's. I think this is going to be No, the only player you'll be replacing is. Yeah, I think Logan Evans might be out. I have to double check on that. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So now you got George Kirby, Luis Castillo, Brian Wu, Emerson Hancock. Oh, you got, hold on. Yeah, George Kirby, Luis Castillo, Brian Wu, Emerson Hancock, and then you'll be pinned to Logan Evans. And now the pitch. Check swing, he did not go. So yeah, after Logan Gilbert is back, he gone. And the pitch. It's a swing and a miss. Yep. The Pope Magic is exactly what I'm thinking. White Sox have at least been not a completely dumpster fire of a team. Of course, the Mariners had to catch the White Sox at the worst possible time. And the pitch. Low for a ball. I mean, it's not like they've been that fantastic. Oh, actually, they have been just a little bit. And the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio slides to make the catch. So in the month of May so far, I mean, they've been on a huge losing. They were on a losing streak. They were basically 6-6, so they were okay. But they're on a losing streak. And now the pitch to Matt. And that is going to be outside for a ball. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Now we're at 1-1 for Julio. Or for Matt Thais. That's how tired I am. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. 1-2. A little bit better inning for Logan Evans this time. It's now up to the offense to really step up because we knew that 3 runs with Logan Evans was not going to be enough. The 1-2. Now here's a ground ball right to Ben Williamson. The shift, the throw to first in time. And that's going to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning. 81 pitches for Logan Evans. And I think that's his final inning. And now I am going to show the game. The baseball game I used to play when I was a kid. Here it is. It's called Extra Bases. I'm going to be the M team because I think of Mariners on that. And let's just do the White Sox here. If I call it the White Sox, or at a park, obviously. I will use the ace. Name is Matt. All right, let's do this. The ground ball to third, throw to first, in time. Oh man, a line out. 1-2-3 inning, huh? And we are back from the break. And now we got a new pitcher. This is Brandon Eisert. He has a 5.4 ERA, so Mariners have got to batter him. Kevin Kirby says if Mariners lose this game, you're blaming it on Evans can't throw a 3-run lead to a bad team. I agree. The pitch. I agree. You cannot do that. But on the other hand, they should know. The offense should know that when you have Logan Evans, you better have a sense of urgency. That's why I hated it when I saw Randy Arozarena being lazy. And now the pitch. Up high for a ball, 1-1. Like when there was that liner to left field, Randy was not even hustling for it. He was just literally walking. It drove me nuts. And now the 1-1, low for a ball. I think his name is Isser. That's his name. He's the pitcher for the White Sox. And now the 2-1. Low for a ball, 3-1. Maybe we do have something going in this inning. But it's going to be Randy Arozarena after that, who's been absolutely hitless. I just get rid of him for the game. Now the 3-1. Ground ball foul. He had to hit that one. He had to swing at that one. And we'll try this again. We're at 3-2 for Cal Raleigh. A home run would be really nice. And also, at this point of the inning, I have reached my official game. So now I'm at 23 games so far. As now we're at 3-2 for Cal Raleigh. And the pitch. Now here's a fly ball deep to left field. That should be enough. And that is gone. That's a home run for Cal Raleigh. The Mariners tied the game. That is his 16th home run of the season. And that was an absolute laser, 100-mile-an-hour exit velocity. And that got out in a hurry. Mariners are back in business. And it is tied. Mariners 4, Chicago 4. And let's see if the Mariners can keep this going. That was a really nice hit by the big dumper. And Cal Raleigh, he was like, yeah, sure, I got the trident, but I'm not going to flash it that much at all because we got to win this game before going to Houston. Now here's Randy Arozarena. And that is going to be in there for a strike. That kind of just woke me up right there. I was like, yeah, this game's hopeless. And now we're at 0-1, and now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled literally right down the middle. Logan, stop it! Stop taunting. You're not even winning. It's like, just stop it and grow up. And now the 0-2. It's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 0-2 for Randy Arozarena. Hand warmers, huh? Could be battery powered from what I'm told. Now here's the pitch. Now here's a ground ball foul again. Mariners are very much back in business. And the pitch. Ground ball. He's better hustle that. And he is going, and that is going to roll foul ball. Randy Arozarena could not believe it. And he's going to have to try again. Yeah, it literally just rolled right out there. Now we're at 0-2 for Randy Arozarena. And the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Still going to be 0-2. Cal Raleigh with 16 home runs. And the 0-2 pitch. And low for a ball. We're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Randy Arozarena has been pathetic throughout this entire series. Absolutely just completely disappointing. They're talking about Cal Raleigh's home run, but we just got to move on from that. And that's going to be swing and a miss, and that's going to be a strike to Rowdy Tellez. And now we're at 0-1 and the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Could use another home run out of Tellez. He has 8 home runs this season, but batting 189, though. And the pitch. Twelfth game-tying home run leads the major league. The pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. We're at 2-2 for Rowdy Tellez. And the 2-2. And that's going to be way outside for a ball. And the pitch. And that is going to be strike 3 called, and he knew it. The K-pop fireworks night on May 30th. I'm Korean. I only know like a handful of K-pop songs. I just couldn't get into it. I really just can't. And the pitch to Tavares. Switch hitter, and that is going to be outside for a ball. Maybe he should have taken one for the team. And the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball, 2-0. And now we're at 2-0. And check swing, did he go? He did not go. That's going to be 3-0 for Tavares. And in this upcoming weekend, we have George Kirby, Emerson Hancock, Brian Wu, and Luis Castillo. Going to be a lot of opportunities for the Mariners to get it right. As now we're at 3-0. And now the pitch to Tavares. And that's going to be in there for a strike. You knew that was going to be a strike, Tavares. Why didn't you swing at that? Because it was a breaking stuff, wasn't it? Now we're at 3-1. Now the pitch. Now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be a base hit. And the Mariners still are keeping this inning alive as the best that they possibly can. Tavares finally gets on base. And we got a hander in the bullpen, and looks like he is going to be coming out. They are going to the bullpen to bring in Castro, the right-hander. And it's going to be up to Dylan Moore, because I think they're going to try to So they're going righty-righty matchup on him. I wonder if they're going to bring in like Miles Mastroboni, or is that going to bring in Leo Rivas, which I hope that's what Dan Wilson does because he should. And we are back from the break. Miguel Castro is now on the mound. Yeah, good thing it's too bad that the Mariners couldn't get more runs out of the left-hander. Now here's Dylan Moore. They're just going to keep him on. I would have put in Leo Rivas personally. Or better yet, Mariners at least at this point should call up Cole Young. But the thing is, who are you going to send down? The only player that you can really send down is like Leo Rivas, but he's been playing well enough. And the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. 0-1 for Dylan Moore. Inning's been going on quite a bit longer because of the Cal Raleigh home run and what's going on. The 0-1 pitch. And now here is a throw to second, and Taveras gets there in time, but he couldn't go to third base because there was just too many White Sox there covering the ball. And now we are at 1-1 on Dylan Moore. And now we're at 0-2 for Dylan Moore. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that should do it. And he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. But we got a brand new ball game on a Cal Raleigh home run. Good that good that the Mariners got themselves back into this game. And I'll be back because I got to go to the bathroom. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
And we are back from the break. And now here's the pitch. And Logan Evans is still on the mound as we got Luis Robert Jr. So this will probably be his last inning. And the pitch. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. That's going to be 1-2 on Roberts Jr. He was struck out twice. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. And we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low 3-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Third strikeout for Luis Robert Jr. And that is strikeout number 7 for Logan Evans. Wow. As he swung and missed right through it. And now here's Sosa up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field. And Julio is there. He makes the catch. And that is 2 quick outs. Sosa hit the home run last time, started that massacre. And now it looks like we got some activity in the bullpen. Got Eduardo Bizzardo again. He should not be on this team anymore. Let's get that funny mustache guy. Bizzardo should not be on this team. Just get rid of him. Move on. How much did you pay him? Did you put him on a long contract or something? And now the pitch. And a big swing and a miss. Now I really want to know what's his payroll. The Mariners really pay him that much? To be horrible in the bullpen? And now the 0-1. Now here's a ground ball right to Tellez. Throw over to first. That's going to be in time. And talk about an easy 1-2-3 inning for Logan Evans. We go to the top of the 7th inning. It is a 4-4 tie. Yeah, I want to look at Bizzardo and see what this is all about. Like, I think it's ridiculous that, yeah, he's not even on a, he has club control, but you don't need him anymore. He's garbage. Like, why do you still pitch him? Like, it's not so much I blame Bizzardo. I just blame the Mariners or Dan Wilson for still letting him play when he's bad. Anyways, I got to finish this game right here in the, you know. All right, let's see if I can get some home runs here. Got a base hit. And I'm going to get a double. I'm going to go for a bunt. Yep. Nope, nothing happening. Oh, no, I'm going to suffer a triple play. Not good. And we are back from the break. There we go. And looks like we got a pinch hitter. They're going away from Ben Williamson. It's going to be Miles Mastroboni, the guy who won the post-National Anthem standoff. The pitch. It's going to be outside for a ball. But you can't really trust Mastroboni because he's batting 202. He's done almost nothing since May, pretty much. And I'm going to look at his numbers. And now we are looking at the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. Looking at his batting splits. In the month of May, he's batting 184, batting 217, but he's struck out 9 times. So he's been awful. Now this pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Castro. Toss to first, and that's going to be in time. And now we've got one away. And now it's going to be back to the top of the lineup, and hopefully that they get some damage done. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, they got to drop Bizardo, who really shouldn't be playing, especially in a high leverage situation. Like, you don't blame Bizardo, you blame the manager for not paying attention. And now here's JP Crawford up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that is going to be up high for a ball. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-0. JP Crawford walked in the first, which led to that 3-run home run. He's been 2 for 7 in the series. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. Now we're at 3-0 for JP. The pitch again. Ball 4, take your base. Let's see if Jorge Polanco can get something done. Going to be missing possibly 3 games for the Astros. And now we got Jorge Polanco up to the plate. And now the pitch. Oh, and that hit him, and he's going to go to first base. Yep, he'll take the base, and now we got runners on first and second. Similar situation for Julio Rodriguez, where he had 2 men on last time where he got the home run. So this could be a very solid opportunity for Julio Rodriguez to get some damage done. And looks like that's going to be enough for Castro. Yep, he's going to go to the bullpen. He's going to bring in another righty. It's going to be Leisure. And then we'll be back after this timeout. Or my gaming thing. Oh, barely made it in time. And I got out. I messed up. I'm giving up a home run. Nope. It's going to be a double. Or a single. Oh, now we are back from the break. Now here's Julio Rodriguez. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. That is going to be a double play ball. Throw to second and throw to first. And not in time. And we got runners on first and third. Now here's Cal Raleigh up to the plate. He has a chance to really break the tie, but it's going to be 2 outs, so it's going to be tough to do it. This series is 3 for 11. Hit a double and a solo homer. So he's really picked it up in this series, just in this game alone. And now here's the pitch. Low for a ball. If only that went through. And now the 1-0. And the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep right field. Is that going to be fair? That is fouled. And now here's Cal Raleigh for a 1-1. And the pitch. And now we're at 2-1 on the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. Did Julio run to second base? I don't think he did. So now we're at 3-1. Three and one for the dumper. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for ball 4, but you got Randy Arozarena up, which you might as well just call it an automatic out. Yep. Randy Arozarena is now up to the plate. Now we're at 0 for 2 as a Arozarena, so he's probably not going to get anything done. Now the pitch. And he check swings it. Why? Randy Arozarena is such an idiot. Two career grand slams. His last one was against Houston when they made that huge rally, which arguably turned around the month of April for the Mariners. And now the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. I can't believe the bases are loaded and we have to depend on Randy Arozarena. He is not going to get anything done. I guarantee it. I mean, if the Mariners, I don't know. I don't know what kind of bet I can make. Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. And why would you? Okay, here's the thing to know about Randy Arozarena. He swings at horrible pitches, and then when it's a good pitch, he just steps right back. Now we're at 0-2, and now the pitch. Up high for a ball. That's going to be 1-2. I'm honestly surprised that Randy did not even swing at that. Now we're at 1-2. For Randy, it's probably going to be a strikeout. Here it is. Now here's a ground ball. Not going to get anything done. Toss over to second. That's going to be in time. And that's going to end the inning. And this is why I don't like Randy Arozarena. I think he is heavily overrated. He's a fucking dumbass. He's fucking lazy. He doesn't get anything done. When there is a liner to left field against Chicago, he was literally just walking to the ball. He didn't show any sense of urgency. Randy Arozarena's got to go. I am done with him. As soon as Las Montez is here, there's going to be no spot for him anyway. Get him out. Yeah, Randy Arozarena's got to go. And now we are back from the break. Oh, looks like Randy Arozarena suffered some kind of an injury. Now here's Casey Legumina. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. And is Randy Arozarena still playing? Looks like he tripped up. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. We're at 1-1 and the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. We're at 1-2 on Andrew Vaughn. And now the pitch. And now it's a fly ball. And that is going to be running for Randy Arozarena. And he makes the catch. And the pitch to Elko. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike, and that's going to be 1-2. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and here, oh, and it bobbles by Dylan Moore. And now that's going to be, I'd call that an error, but Dylan Moore just couldn't get to it. And now we got a runner on first base here in the 7th inning. And the worst part is I forgot to sing the 7th inning stretch, because I was just so frustrated with Randy Arozarena. Now we got Josh Rojas. You would at least hope that this could be an opportunity for a double play, but, Mariners are known to just screw it up. We know. And that is going to be in there for a strike. Right now, out of 2 votes, it's split between the Mariners and the Thunder game. Now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 1-1. As we're now at 1-1. And the pitch. And then he somehow misses it for a ball. We're at 2-1. And the pitch. And that somehow misses it for a ball? Again, this is why the ABS system thing is happening. I guess, again, I'm not blaming the umpire. I'm just blaming that. I'm not going to say the umpire is the reason why the Mariners lose. It's just that, I don't know, inconsistency. The pitch. And that is up high for ball 4. And Pete Woodworth is coming out to have a little chatter. I know this, it's not, but what stinks more is the Mariners left the bases loaded. That's the bigger problem. But of course, we have to go by Mariners are victimized by the umpire. We have to go by that excuse. We got one out, and we're back at the top of the lineup. And now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. And the pitch. And now it's a fly ball and fouled. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. That's going to get right through for a base hit. And that is going to score in the run. And the White Sox now take a 5-4 lead. Oh, boy. Some may want to blame it on the umpire for his lack of ABS skills, but also you can blame it on the fact that the Mariners just haven't been scoring runs. It's a lot of blame on everything. Casey Legumina is just not doing good right now. And Rowdy Tellez was way off the zone, too. Like, how the fuck do you even give up runs to the fucking White Sox? They're not even a good team. They're not even trying. They're trying to go for the #1 pick. Now here's Vargas, and now the pitch, and now here's a foul ball. Now the pitch, and a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. That's going to be 1-2. One and two for Vargas. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And now we got 2 outs. After the Mariners get out of this inning, or shall I say, if they do, you're going to be stuck with Rowdy Tellez, Leody Taveras, and Dylan Moore. That's just great. Especially with this lackluster Mariners offense that continues to show struggles. Matt Thaiss is now up on the mound. And the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. As we're at 1-0 on Matt Thaiss. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. As now we're at 1-1 with Casey Legumina. And now the pitch. And that's going to be fouled back, strike 2. It's really disappointing where this Mariners bullpen has gone. You've got Jackson Kowar still hurt, still recovering. Gregory Santos is pretty much just gone. Troy Taylor's just disappeared all of a sudden. Taylor Saucedo is now terrible. Now we're at 1-2, the pitch. And maybe this whole thing of Jerry Dipoto being good at finding pitchers out of nothing is not working anymore. As now we're at 2-2 on Matt Thaiss. And the pitch. And outside for a ball. And Legumina has got to go after this. And you cannot give him one more inning after this. Matter of fact, maybe just pull him now. As we're at 3-2 on Matt Thaiss. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. But the Mariners surrender a run. And now the White Sox lead 5-4. Oh, check that out. An inside the park home run. Can't believe that just happened. Double play. And we are back from the break. That's not backyard baseball. That's actually the Game Boy version of RBI baseball. It's called extra bases. And the pitch to Rowdy Tellez. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Just can't believe that the Mariners would do this. Their bullpen pitching is absolutely terrible. And now the 0-1. And Randy Arozarena blew a major opportunity with the bases loaded. And now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be a base hit. And that gets right through the left fielder. And Rowdy Tellez is going to go to second base with a double. Nice, not good heads-up play by the White Sox, and the Mariners catch a break. And now up to the plate is going to be Leody Taveras. Taveras really got to do this. And Rowdy Tellez is actually going to be pinch run. They're going to bring him out. And I think it's going to be Leo Rivas. Yes, it is. So that means Dylan Moore is going to play first base, and Leo Rivas is going to play second base after this inning. Taveras is 1 for 3 so far. He had a nice base hit. And now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep right field. He is still running. Is that going? That is gone. That is a 2-run home run for Leody Taveras. And the Mariners take the lead to make it 6-5. That just came out of nowhere. Started by the Rowdy Tellez double. And this is more than a brand new ball game. The Mariners now have a 6-5 lead. I am just absolutely shocked. I just can't believe what I just saw. And the Mariners finally break what they've had a slumping game so far. And now they take the lead on Taveras' home run. And I believe that was his first home run of the season as a Mariner. And now here's Dylan Moore. Can he add to it? And a swing and a miss. And that is strike one. Oh, you like backyard baseball? Yep. I've also played All-Star Baseball, MVP Baseball. A lot of good games out there. And now the pitch to Dylan Moore. Inside, and that nearly got him. As that 1-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Can't believe Taveras hit a home run. Logan, can you please stop it? You're literally provoking. The Trident thing's getting really annoying. And now we're at 1-2, and now the pitch. And that's going to be right to second base. Oh, he bobbles it to throw to first. And it's still in time. And now we're going to have Miles Mastroboni up to the plate. What other baseball games have you played, Kevin Kirby? I didn't have faith either. Can't believe that was just absolutely blasted. Beautifully hit. They're showing the replay. And now here's Miles Mastroboni inside for a ball. And now the 1-0. And now at 1-1. Now we're at 2-1 for Master Boney. Leody Taveras with runners in scoring positions actually batting .355. And the pitch. Now here's a liner, ground ball. That's going to be a base hit. And now we got Miles Masterboni at first base. So the Mariners still have opportunities to keep this going. And the Mariners are going to have to keep adding on to the lead because of assuming, oh, it's going to be Carlos Vargas. Carlos Vargas. And now here's JP Crawford, the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And now we're at 1-1 and the pitch. Now here's a ground ball and it's going to be a double play ball. Throw to second, throw to first. Nope. And it's going to be Jorge Polanco. It's going to be up at the plate. And now we're at Jorge Polanco, who is 0 for 2. Now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. It's a kid's game. Let them have fun. No. All you're doing is provoking the other team. Now we're at 0-1. Win with class. The pitch. And that is a strike. You don't see the Astros or like all the other good teams or the Dodgers doing stupid celebrations. They just play baseball. Only the Mariners do such ridiculous celebrations. Who would you like to win tonight? I actually want to see the... I don't know. I don't trust any of them. Now, here's a ground ball right to the pitcher. Tossed over the first. That's going to be in time. But the Mariners do get 2 runs out of a Leody Taveras home run. But the problem is we got Carlos Vargas coming into the 8th inning, and that's not going to go well. Now Vargas is now up on the mound. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be in their first strike. And the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to JP Crawford. And the pitch. And the pitch, no. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. And now the pitch to Sosa. And that's going to be a fly ball to right field. And Taveras is going to be there. He makes the catch. Oh, and a foul ball that hit right off of Cal Raleigh's helmet. And that's going to be in there. That's going to be a ball, 2-1. And now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Easy 1-2-3 by Carlos Vargas. It's going to be Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, and Randy Arozarena to try to add some insurance runs, which the Mariners desperately need. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful paintbrush.
And now we're at 0-1 for Julio Rodriguez. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to be a diving stop by third base. Throw to first, and that's going to be in time. Yeah, Julio's lack of hustle really pisses me off. He really should have ran that through. You think so? And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. He was not robbed. He really should have ran that through. There was a glitch. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. 3-0 for Cal Raleigh. Three and 0. And now the pitch. Ball 4, take your base. And now it's going to be up to Randy Arozarena, who will basically hit a double play. If Randy Arozarena doesn't get an out, I feel like I should owe you guys something. I don't know. And now Andres Munoz is going to be in the bullpen. As dominant as he is, you just don't want to have him work with a one-run lead. That's just not fair to him, as he has pretty much carried this entire bullpen. And now here's Randy Arozarena. Now the pitch. And that is going to be low for a ball. Now we're at 1-0. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike one. As now we're at 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. Up high for a ball. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Oh, boy. And the 2-2. And here's a ground ball. It's going to be a double play ball. Throw to second, throw to first. And not in time. And my prediction did not come true. Yep, that's going to be, yep. We got Randy Rosarena. We got Leo Rivas, who's not going to really amount to much, who did score in with a home run and the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. He was the pinch runner for Rowdy Tellez at second base. And it was Leody Taveras with that home run. 2-run home run that was. And my game feed is just freezing. Like, Root Sports has serious problems. And that's going to be popped up to third base, and this will do it for this inning. And he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. It is the bottom of the ninth inning. It's going to be up to Andres Munoz to finish this game. He only has 1-run lead to work on. And now I need a commercial break. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal. And you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. We are back from the break. We got Andres Munoz up on the mound. He still has an absolute 0 ERA, 28 strikeouts, 8 walks in 21 games and 20 innings of pitched. He has been an absolute force, but he only has a 1-run lead to work on. At least they're at the bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, and 9. So there is at least an opportunity to hopefully have a smooth close. It's going to be Vaughn, Elko, and Taylor. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Hopefully the Mariners can just finish this off. But I don't really have much faith in it, to be honest with you. Now we're at 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That was a nice 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Now we're at 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. And now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be a base hit. And Randy Rosarena, hustle your ass. Let's go. Randy shows absolutely 0 hustle. And now we got a runner on first base, and now the Mariners are in danger. Yeah, you can only... Andres Munoz can only do so much. You can't really blame him when you're not giving him any kind of insurance runs, especially when he's your best pitcher in the bullpen. Probably the best bullpen pitcher in baseball. And now we got Elko up to the plate. Elko has homered, so he has a chance to do home run number 2, and that will win this game for Chicago. Tying run on first base, lead run at the plate. And that's going to be just outside for a ball. And if this game goes to extra innings, then I got to take off, unfortunately. As we're at 1-0 for Tim Elko. He's batting just 200, but it doesn't matter. He had a home run against the Mariners, the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio should be there. And he makes the catch, and it nearly kind of got through him. He nearly mistimed that ball. And now we've got one out. And this game can end on a double play. And now it's going to be Cairo. Can't even say his name. Cuero? Anyways, he's going to be the pinch hitter. Taking over for Taylor, who was a defensive replacement. And the Mariners really got to end this on a double play. They got to get out of here fast so they can go right into Houston. Because they'll be flying to Houston right after this. Munoz is set. And the throw to first. He keeps him in there. But it is not in time. Now we're at the pitch. And here it is. And that's going to be in there for a strike. We're at 0-1 for Cuero. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. It's going to be 1-1. Rivas at second base, Masterboni at third. Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. On deck is going to be Meadroff, but he is 2 for 4. So you got to end this on a double play. And now the 1-2. Outside for a ball, 2-2. Now it's 2-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. And that should be Miles Masterboni. And he makes the catch. And now there is 2 outs. But you're going to have to get through one of Chicago's most consistent hitter. And it's Meadroff. Chase Meadroff. He's their shortstop. And he's one of their young guns too. And this is his rookie year. So he's been having a pretty good season so far. But Cal Raleigh's having a little bit of a chatter with him. I think he's reminding him that he has been one of the killers of this game so far. Meadroff is 2 for 4. He has a double, a single, an RBI, and a stolen base. This series, he's been 5 for 11. But the question is, can you really intentionally walk him? Because then you have Vargas, who is 0 for 4. So I think it might not be that crazy of an idea. But it looks like Dan Wilson's going to go straight to him. And I kind of think that you should do an intentional walk on him. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. It was literally right in the zone. And this umpire has been terrible with his strike zone. No wonder ABS is on the conversation. Now we're at 1-0. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Really should be 2-0. And now that you're halfway to walking him, you should have just intentionally walked him. And yes, that was legitimately a ball, but it would have been nice if you just did a makeup call for a strike. And can't umpires do that? As now we're at 2-0 for Meadroff. And now here's the pitch. Way outside for a ball. You know what? Just walk him. There's no point of pitching to him. There's no point of just keeping this through. Save your arm. Get to a guy that's 0 for 4. Just walk him. You really should just walk him. And now we're at 3-0. And now the pitch. And that time it's a strike, and it's a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. And I guess Andres Munoz is just going to go right after him. I would still walk him as we're at 3-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that should do it. Goes to the bag at second base, and the ball game is over. The Mariners win this game on a very gut-wrenching game, heart-wrenching game. They take 2 of 3 from the series, and the Mariners will be going into Houston after a 5-1 road trip, and they're going to go into Houston to hopefully close that road trip very properly. But I got to go. Don't Quit Your Day Job is calling for me. It is time to go, and everyone, thank you very much for being here, and everyone have a good day, and go Mariners.